Welcome back to my channel. Today we will be making a free pattern, the Clematis by Blue Calla Patterns. It is a small wristlet, perfect for any events or children, really anyone. It has one zipper on it and then it has a slip pocket on the inside. It's a pretty quick sew and I hope you enjoy this video, so let's get started. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm going to start with the D-ring connector. So you cut it to the dimensions in the pattern, and then I did apply a strip of 1/2 inch by 4 inch Decoville light, and I fused that just to give it a little more stability because my faux suede is a knit back, so it stretches a little bit. So I'm going to remove my double-sided tape, and I'm going to fold my long sides in to the halfway mark. Just making sure that it's going to fit, and it will. And then I'm going to go ahead and top stitch at 1/8 of an inch away from the seam down both sides. Then I'm going to take my completed D-ring strap and I'm going to place it in the D-ring, fold it with the folded sides together, so pretty side out, and I'm just going to baste it in place at a 1/4 inch seam allowance along the raw edges, just to hold everything together for now. And this is all set, so you can go ahead and put this to the side for now. I'm going to work on the strap next. So I have placed double-sided tape down the center of the strap, and I'm going to remove the paper and fold my long sides into the center. I'm also going to fold my end in 1/2 of an inch. So do that before you get all the way to the end. Actually, I'm going to have to add a little bit more double-sided tape. I'm going to trim the little corners off here just so it doesn't peek out once I've folded everything in. Okay, and you're going to turn around and do the same thing on the other side. Now that you've folded your edges in and the long sides in, we're going to take everything and you're going to fold one more time. And then you're going to go ahead and stitch down both long edges at 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. Once you have your completed strap, you're going to go ahead and place it wrong side up on your table, and you're going to insert the snap hook, and I'm going to bring it all the way to the finished edge, about an inch away from the finished edge. And then you're going to fold over the finished edge over your snap hook. So you should have this right now. Then you're going to bring the unfinished edge out, and you're going to tuck it in all the way up to the snap hook underneath your finished edge. So this is what you'll have at the end. It should be 3 layers of your strap with the finished edge showing here and the unfinished edge right up against your snap hook. And then you can either rivet this in place, sew it in place, do both. I'm going to sew it in place and then install a rivet. So I did sew it in place, so now I'm just going to make a small mark in the center. And I'm going to punch a hole for my rivet. Once you have your hole punched, I'm going to go ahead and set my rivet. And your wristlet strap is complete. You can set this to the side. Next, we're going to be working with our exterior top and our exterior bottom. You should have 2 of each. And we're going to attach the tops and the bottoms. So I've already found the centers on all 4 pieces. What I'm going to do is, this is the top of the top and this is the bottom. So we want to attach this part here to the bottom of your top piece. So when we're all finished, it's going to look like this, which means when they're laying like this, we're going to flip the bottom up and we're going to attach it matching the centers. Go ahead and clip that and do that for both sides. This is what you should have, so I'm going to repeat that for the other one. Once you have both your front and your back panels clipped together, you're going to go ahead and sew this together at a 3/8 inch seam allowance. Once you have your tops and bottoms attached to each other, then you're going to go ahead and you're going to snip within your seam allowance along the curve just to help the bottom lay flat a little bit nicer. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Very small snips, make sure that you don't clip your stitching at all. Once you have all of your snips clipped in your curve, you're going to go ahead and pull your bottom panel down. So we're going to leave our seam allowance facing towards the bottom, and then you're going to top stitch along the bottom piece. So for me, that'll be the brown here at 1/8 of an inch away from the bottom. Once you have both pieces top stitched, you can go ahead and trim away these little corners that were created when you did your top stitching very carefully. And then you can decide which panel you want to be the front and which one you want to be the back. Maybe your top stitching looks better on one versus the other. I think mine personally look pretty much the same, and I'm going to install my bag tag on my front panel. So I will do that, and then I will be right back. Once you have your bag tag installed on your exterior, you're going to go ahead and put that to the side, and then we're going to start working on the lining. I have 2 pieces for my interior slip pocket. What we're going to do is place those right sides together and sew around at 3/8 of an inch seam allowance, making sure to leave 3 inches open along the straight top edge for turning. Once you have done that, you can go ahead and trim your seam allowance down to about 1/8 of an inch and turn everything right sides out. Once you have everything right sides out, you're going to go ahead and fold down the part that you left open for turning and get that as straight as possible and clip that together. And now you can top stitch across the edge here to close up the hole. I'm going to place some double-sided tape along the inside of my slip pocket so that I can hold it onto my interior lining piece. And then I'm going to lay this on here, remove the tape, and center it just like this. And then we'll sew down and around and back up. So I'll do that now. you have your lining slip pocket. You could divide it if you want. I'm just going to leave it as one pocket. I'm going to set my completed lining pieces to the side, and now I'm going to work on these zippers. So I have a 9-inch zipper if you're using Zipper by the Yard. I'm going to install my zipper, and then I'm also going to install 2 zipper tabs, one on each end. So we'll go ahead and do that now. I'm also going to find the center of my zipper tape as well. You can do that now, or you can do it after you have the pole and the tabs on, whatever is easiest for you. To install my zipper tabs, I'm just going to draw a line down the center and place a piece of 1/4-inch double-sided tape on either side so that I can stick that to the zipper just to hold it in place while I'm sewing it down. Once you have your zipper tabs installed, I'm going to go ahead and trim off all the extra on all 4 sides. Now I'm going to take my front main panel and I'm going to lay my zipper right side down with my pole closing to the left. That's my preference on the position that I want my pole to be in when I close my zipper. So if you like something different, then definitely go ahead. I'm also going to lay down some double-sided tape on my zipper just to be sure that it doesn't move and I get the best possible look at the end. Once you have your zipper on, you can either baste this on, or you can line up your other interior piece, and you can just go ahead and sew it all at once. So I'm going to baste mine on, and then I will sew this separately just so I make sure my zipper doesn't move. Now that I've basted my zipper on, I'm going to lay another piece of double-sided tape here so that I can put my lining together and nothing moves. I'm going to be using the lining with nothing on it. That's, again, personal preference. I want my pocket against the back of the bag when it opens and not the front. So however you want to do it, perfectly fine. Once you have your lining panel taped down, you can go ahead and sew the whole thing on at a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Then I'm going to go ahead and snip the curve all within the seam allowance so that I can flip my pocket over easier. Once you have your curve snipped, you're going to go ahead and flip everything right side out. And I'm going to top stitch with my seam allowance facing down, and I'm going to top stitch without the lining under there. So just through the exterior and the seam allowance, top stitch at 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. Once you have that on, you're going to repeat all of that to attach the back as well as the back lining piece. Now that you have your zipper on and both of your lining panels are installed, you're going to work on the darts. So we're going to take each one of the darts and I'm going to clip them together. And then I'm going to sew 3/8 of an inch away from this straight edge. So we're going to give it a 3/8 inch seam allowance. And you'll make sure you start all the way at the top of the dart and go all the way to the bottom. And this is what you should have. You can trim this down to 1/8 of an inch if you'd like. I'm actually going to leave mine. And then you'll go ahead and you'll repeat that for all 8 darts that you have. Okay, now that all of my darts are done, I just have to go ahead and place my D-ring connector that I lost. I'm going to place my D-ring connector. I like to put it on the side where my zipper is closed, and you're going to place it with the connector facing in. I go about 3/4 of an inch down from the top here, and I also do like to leave a long amount that'll be in the seam allowance just to give it a little more strength. So I'm going to base that on here only through the exterior, not through the interior. Great, now that your D-ring is on, all we have left is final construction. So what we're going to do is we are going to open this up, and I'm going to match up my centers on my interior as well as my exterior and go ahead and clip them all the way around. And I do like to nest my darts, so one seam will point one way and the other will point the other way, just to help them lay nicely at the end. You do want to just make sure that you match the accent piece up as best as you can so that it looks good on the outside once you've sewn everything together. Okay, once you have everything matched up, you're going to go and sew around at a 3/8 inch seam allowance, making sure to leave about 4 inches or so unsewn on the lining piece so that we have something to turn. Once you have your interior and your exterior the way you want them, you can go ahead and trim the seam allowance down to 1/4 inch. Do not trim where you have not sewn. I'm only going to trim my interior down. I'm going to leave my exterior the way it is. And I don't trim off the D-ring strap. So now we're going to go ahead, reach in, unzip your zipper if you didn't unzip it earlier, and then turn your bag out. Once you have everything all pushed out, you can go ahead and pull your lining back out, and then you're just going to fold in the bottom to encase all of the raw edges, and then just top stitch across there. And that will close everything up for the lining. Once you've closed up the bottom, go ahead and push your lining back in. Make sure everything fits good. All that's left now is to go ahead and clip on the wristlet strap and you are done. Your bag is complete. If this tutorial was helpful, please give it a like, and I'd love it if you'd subscribe to my channel. Make sure you come back for more tutorials. Bye, see you.